Shalom Aleichem, everybody. It is Erev Sukkot, Mamash Erev Sukkot. We just came off of a very strong Yom Kippur in Yeshiva, beautiful davening, and we're getting ready for Chag HaSukkos. I wanted to share with everyone, first of all, wish everyone a beautiful Yom Tif, and share with everyone a very brief idea. We learned in the second parak of Masechet Sukkah the concept of Osek B'Mitzvah, Poter Min HaMitzvah. The Mishnah tells on Daf Chafei that Shluchei Mitzvah, people that are engaged in the performance or even walking towards the performance of a mitzvah. Rashi says, for example, to redeem captives, to visit one's Rebbe on the Regel, to learn Torah, is exempt from mitzvahs, including the mitzvah of Sukkah. And the Gemara proceeds to derive this concept, Osek B'Mitzvah. If you're engaged in the mitzvah, you're Poter Min HaMitzvah, from Kriyat Shema, and it's also derived from Korban Pesach. And thus, the question is as follows. The question is asked, a famous question of the Pnei Yoshua, there in Sukkah Daf Chafei. If you ask anyone, where do you find the sugyas of Osek B'Mitzvah, Poter Min HaMitzvah? The answer is, oh yeah, that's the sugyas in Masechet Sukkah. And indeed, the Gemara has lengthy discussions that if a person is involved in mitzvah, he's exempt from mitzvah Sukkah. Comes on the Pnei Yoshua and says, why, if we know this halacha from Sukkim by Kriyat Shema, and we know it from Korban Pesach, why is the sugya specifically found? What is the chiddush that the Gemara has the need to describe and get into the sugya when it comes to the mitzvah of Sukkah? So the Pnei Yoshua gives a number of answers, and some very important answers, but perhaps one could suggest a very fundamental idea which has halachic and hashkafic import. You see, maybe you would have thought, there was a havamina, you would have thought that maybe the exemption, the concept of Osek B'Mitzvah, Poter Min HaMitzvah, does not apply to Sukkah. Perhaps even when one is engaged in another mitzvah, that doesn't give you an exemption from Sukkah. You'll have to somehow navigate both, do that mitzvah in the Sukkah. Because what exactly is the yesod of Mitzvah Sukkah? Mitzvah Sukkah is literally, for these 7 days, 8 days in Chutz La'aretz, to transfer the focal point of your life, to make your home, to make your existence Sukkah-centric. And as such, a core part of any Jew's existence is certainly Kiyum HaMitzvahs. So to say, you're exempt from mitzvah, you're engaged in a mitzvah, therefore you should be exempt in Sukkah, one would have thought the exact opposite. That no, Sukkah says your entire existence shifts from the home into the Sukkah. You learn Torah in the Sukkah, you sleep in the Sukkah, you eat in the Sukkah, you do mitzvos in the Sukkah. That becomes the central focal point of your existence. And therefore you might have thought, Osek B'Mitzvah, Poter Min HaMitzvah from Sukkah doesn't make any sense. Mitzvahs are a part of my regular existence. It's who I am, it's my essence. And therefore, who I am, my essence, my daily routine, my daily activities get shifted into the Sukkah, and therefore maybe I should be chayiv in mitzvos even though I'm engaged. Maybe you'd argue I'm chayiv in Sukkah even though I'm engaged in other mitzvos. Kamash Malan, that's why the Gemara has to emphasize that this, yes, even when it comes to Sukkah, Osek B'Mitzvah, Poter Min HaMitzvah. But this tells us, this havamina, which I think is very real and very true, is very, very fundamental. We go ahead and we have Chag HaSukkos right on the heels of Yom Noran. And the mission and the message is a very clear one. We just went through a 40-day process of tshuva, slicha, mechila, kapara, and hopefully we reached the level of tahara. We experienced Yom Kippur, we were tova literally in the mikvah of tefillah, of tshuva, and achieved a real sense of tahara. Now what do? So the mission is now to take the inspiration of Yom Kippur, and literally, immediately after, that's the Ramah, the famous Ramah, build your Sukkah Motzi Yom Kippur. Immediately after, we become busy with the mitzvah preparation of Chag HaSukkos, Arba Minim, building a Sukkah, and so forth. And then we transition and we make the focal point of our existence the Sukkah. And by doing so, we go ahead and take the most mundane activities, things that perhaps you don't see as mitzvahs at all, eating, sleeping, drinking. The Shulchan Aruch says, Mikayel B'Sukkah, just walking, plain, Dvarim Shel Rishus. And now we go ahead and take those ordinary activities and elevate them. By doing them in the Sukkah, they become elevated to fundamental mitzvah status. And it's a fundamental lesson. It tells us that anything we do in our entire lives, if we channel it in the right way, if our kavanos are proper, then it's all mitzvah. The mitzvah of Sukkah says, yes, eating, that's going to be a mitzvah. Drinking is a mitzvah. Sitting, just doing nothing, hanging out, schmoozing. If it's in the sukkah, it's a mitzvah. If you have the right context, the right kavanos, anything can be a mitzvah. The truth is, that might be the message even before Yom Kippur. Erev Yom Kippur, Hashem shows His love to us so much. Rav Nebenzahl explains, He gives us a mitzvah to eat on Erev Yom Kippur. I don't know about you, but I was planning on eating anyway on Erev Yom Kippur, even if there was no mitzvah. And Hashem expresses His love for us and says, yeah, I'm going to make that count for you as a mitzvah. There's a chiyuv and there's a mitzvah on Erev Yom Kippur. That's how you go into Yom Kippur, with Hashem expressing His love for us, and on the back side of Yom Kippur, on the back end of Yom Kippur. So yes, even the mundane activities, our existence shifts to the sukkah to show us. And yes, a serious havmina, even mitzvahs, you might be chayvin, you might not have an exemption of sukkah, also have a mitzvah kamashman you do, but understand that all our activities get elevated to a mitzvah-like status, and that's exactly how we come out of Yom Kippur. We're pure, we're tahor, and then we shift into elevating every single activity we engage in. And that's a big avoda, and something we take from Sukkot. And Be'ezus Hashem, as we move then from Sukkot into the rest of the year, we go ahead and have those kavanos. When we eat, when we drink, when we sleep, when we just hang out, we have the ability, with the proper mindset, with the proper focus, to elevate all of those activities into mitzvah. I want to wish everyone a Chag Sameach and a beautiful Sukkot. Enjoy the Kedusha of the Sukkah, the unique mitzvah that we have. It's a very special time here in Eretz Yisrael, and we should all be uplifted by the wonderful Chagim that we have.